Hey, so non-sugar coated, absolute raw video footage from India at 7:30 p.m. right now. So I was just having this. I actually wrote something on Thread yesterday, and I think this is very profound. So there's two changes that I noticed, and I wanted to record that, document it, so it doesn't get lost. The first thing is initially when I started this process, I was looking more for like as many people to sign up with me so that I can start working and making some money, getting some testimonials, all those stuff. That's amazing. That's the first step, anyways. Um, Once we signed 10 clients on a trial basis that tested out, we saw that the complexities of the process is so intense that number one, the biggest challenge was that with less commitment from the client side, the client was impatient more, like very impatient, and at the same time, we were also facing complexity, handling 10 clients with the stress of not being in a safe position, like the safety not being there, and the expenses eating up all the cash flow that we had just made from the setup fees, which actually was went to setup fees, and then we were just basically training ourselves. I was awake until 5 a.m., 6 a.m. my time, and I did not see sunlight for like 5 days. And at that point I was like, you know what, client acquisition is the last problem I should be worried about, because I don't even want a client unless they are really committed to making it work. Otherwise there is no point like signing someone and pushing someone into a commitment who which they don't believe in entirely. Um, Once we had that phase, the next phase is when I started to charge upfront for the entire fees, because of the commitment thing. The more they are committed, the more I can be committed, and my family is taken care of. So I have less stress. So I can focus entirely on this one, instead of making sure that okay, how can I get like more funds coming in, and this and that, which is like variables that is not important. Um, once once I started pitching upfront like 4K, 6K, 5K upfront, I saw that the same process was like no one gave me an objection saying that, oh, it's, I mean, why are you charging that? Like no one literally asked me. That's first limiting belief, right? So it's in my mind that hey, why should I not charge? Because I'm not worth it. So it's me who was thinking that I'm not worth it, but the reality is like if someone needs to try something out, it's a trial, right? Anyway, so nothing is guaranteed. Even life is not guaranteed. So tomorrow you can die, right? So if there is nothing on this planet that is actually guaranteed, no matter how much a person guarantees you, it will never be the absolute exact. It's always an estimate that can be followed, but anything can go wrong. And then noticed that okay, you know what, 20 people, I pitched this to 20 people, and then five of them are actually interested to moving forward, but not right now. Then of course like the objections and then other variables comes into play. So that also is a factor. uh, Now that was the second phase. So second phase opened up the possibility of me understanding that hey, it's not always the case that like it's possible for someone to consider this offer and say yes, you know what, I'll pay it to you, I'll pay it, I will try it, here is what I'm expecting, let's see if it works or not. That is the type of clients I ideally wanted, but I did not believe that it was possible. Fast forward, after 20, 25 of these calls, I have like five people interested and one of them signed up. Once the person signed up, I was like free for the next 4 months with my basic expenses taken care of. There was no hassle for me to get one more, like get more cash flow. So I was not in a rush. And immediately I noticed something that I think was very profound, and it was me trying to disqualify everyone, not even willing to take a call unless they're absolutely qualified, which was not the case before. So previously it was more like I'm trying to get anyone and everyone to say yes and pushing them into saying yes to our offer without focusing on the next probable outcomes of this behavior, which is like signing the wrong type of people. Once I got the cash flow and the security in, it totally changed the game entirely for me. And I was like, you know what? Let me just break the calls. Like I was just breaking the calls in two parts, and I was like, you know what? This is one. First call, just give me a green signal for the process. If the process doesn't make sense, then there is no point wasting one more, 30 more minutes. Then we can, sit again 3 months later, 6 months later, we can reschedule the call, and then we can have another call and see how, if it makes sense at that point or not. And then I started to break the calls up into two parts. The second part, where I set the expectations clearly, we connected. So it was a warm conversation when I presented the price, and I was like, you know what, this is what it's gonna cost, and you don't have to do it. Like, I was pushing people away if someone did not match the personality type that I wanted to work with, and I kind of vibe with, I did not even schedule the next call, even if they are interested in the process. So that changed the dynamics. First thing, I think that the benefit was because my economy doesn't require me to make 5,000, 6,000 a month to be just in survival mode. So I can just make 500, 600, and then I can still survive. So especially because I'm grateful, because the background that I have, the my family is not like, it's well off, right? uh, that's one. So and now I am focusing more on getting value added, instead of focusing on like how can I make more money, right? That's a very good positive thing that I experienced. Now that's the first point. The second point with which I started the video was the thread that I wrote down yesterday, about like 4 a.m. morning. I completed all the tasks for the clients and then went to sleep, and I was like, reflecting on the fact that I might not be entirely fulfilled, because this is not the ideal type of time when I want to go to sleep. I don't want to, because I have a feeling that my body is kind of signaling that, hey, it's we are at the brink, so we cannot push it for longer. My eyes are strained, and dark circles and all of these things. Health is a concern, and I'm missing the morning sunlight for a long time. So I haven't woken up in early mornings for like 6, 8 years now, and I have never regretted the fact. But recently I had this feeling that, hey, you know what, I think it's enough. I think I should be start I should start to focus on this part as well. So I had a realization that, hey, I don't think my goal of making 1 million, by August 31st, I think that's very superficial. Yes, the goal is good, interesting, but I don't want to achieve that at the cost of my health and other things that I feel is much more fulfilling and valuable to me. Which I think I am actually floating with external influence even now, with my goals and the things that I'm trying to achieve. So I want to reflect more on this, that, hey, you know what, there might be other things that I'm more passionate about, but I don't want to entirely dive into this, causing my health to be, costing my health, right? I don't want this to work at the cost of my health, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to navigate, like, this is a new thing that I experienced after we signed more clients. And once I started to get the ball rolling, I was like, you know what, I don't think I need more money, because as soon as I made 500 a month, I'm like, you know what, I'm safe. If I can make 1,000 a month, if I can prepare a system which makes 10K a month, and I am only making 2K, but I'm getting good sleep and morning sunlight, I'm pretty stoked, because I love the process. There's no doubt in that. I love the process, and I love other people winning. Uh, if it doesn't cost me my, sacrifice of my sleep and my, health, and I can take care of basic expenses in the family, and I can, buy the car, that will be sorted, right? Car, sister's wedding, and the construction is already started. So I've already, the first part is checked. The insurance, health insurance, is almost going to be taken very soon. So the 4 important things, if those are covered, I think I would be absolutely perfectly okay with this process entirely not being the only thing that I am, looking forward to in my life, if it makes sense. So I would be like, you know what, let me automate the entire process, where I build an agency which only does about 25K a month maybe, and from where I am happy with 5K a month, and 20K goes to everyone else who is making the actual execution process. And I am like, with the 5K, I'm just a consultant inside my own system. And I think I rather would give the torch to someone else, who can then take it forward in a bigger scale with higher ambitions. maybe with a better time zone, or something where they don't have to, like someone who is aligned to the next stage. So I would be like building it from zero to here, and then I would be giving out stake more. I would just own, like, maybe I'm okay with 20% of a bigger pie, which is automatically being taken care of. So I think, yeah, hiring more people and then giving more of the of it to other people instead of focusing on the profit, I think I will be very fulfilled. So my goal of achieving 1 million by August 31st this year, it's in revenue. I don't want to even make more than, if I make like even 50K, if I make 50K by then myself, I'm done for the entire year. Like, I don't need more than that. I mean, my basic things are done. My fulfillment is there. And if I am like, okay, I'm going to sleep at 11 p.m. my time, waking up at 6 a.m. my time, and then having good time with my family, and taking care of my health and fitness, and I can document that and then build another networking system and find, like, explore more of myself, because then now I will have the freedom, uh, and I will have something else that's making at least 5K 10K every month autopilot for me. I think that's what I want to take this to. So I think I will be taking the first case study, and then we have more people in the team who can step up. I'm looking forward to them stepping up. They're very young, so they can put like the next 3 years, 4 years into this process, and it would not cost them their health a lot. So they can extend until 3 a.m. midnight, 4 a.m. midnight, and possibly change locations, go to a better, go to even like US and then work from there, or any like European countries. I want them to have more freedom through this ecosystem, instead of like them owning and starting from scratch and going through the process that I went through 6 years, wasted a lot of time because of lack of direction. I would make this process an ecosystem and hand it over to them so that they can do their part with more freedom, instead of, like, they can do the same work without having a boss, kind of boss, like, an employee. Without being an employee, they can be leaders inside the same system, take more charge and build more of this thing with fun, while I can be the one who can consult on the overall problem solving kind of thing, which can avoid major hurdles and still grow this thing, while I can on autopilot make like 10K a month, while building the bigger aspect of my life. So this is a new what do you say, new realization that struck me recently after I stepped up my game. So let's see how it goes. I just want to record this. I was just doing, I was just listening to a podcast of Sam Owens, not a podcast, a video. I just clicked his video for the first time, and I saw he's making a video like this, and I was like, why am I not making more authentic videos? And this is the best, the most authentic that I could make. It's my story, like, simple habitat. So thanks for watching.